I have 5D Stitch Editor, and I've heard about this new 5D Stitch Editor Plus. What's in there that's different from what I already have?
Well, we actually have some fantastic new features in 5D Stitch Editor Plus. Not only that will transform our embroideries in new ways, but also really exciting user-friendly features as well that just make things even easier to do than we had before.
Well, I can see here, this one has been basted around the outside.
Yes, and that's one of the new features that we have. We have an automatic basting line tool, where with one click we can automatically add a basting stitch around, and we can actually alter the distance. So sometimes maybe if your machine doesn't have a basting file, we can add that. Or sometimes you may find that when you select a basting stitch, it's just that little bit too close to your embroidery sometimes, and it gets caught in and around the edge, especially, for example, here we have a satin stitch. Well, you can go in here and you can make that basting stitch just that little bit further apart.
Well, show me real quickly how you can do that.
We've got a design up on our display here, and just briefly to let you know as well, we have another exciting new thing that just makes our life so much more easier, and it is the integrated control strip. So you can see here we're in the design tab, okay? But if I go to modify, look, it's still there.
It's still there, and it's all visible, and even the controls for moving from color to color.
Yeah. Yeah. So here we are here, which is our automatic basting line. So with one click, you can see it's now inserted a basting stitch.
That's great.
But not only that is, let's say we have created this design in our software, or maybe we have bought it off the internet or something. We can really easily add all our trim commands.
Oh. You know, so many of the new machines today, maybe you have a machine that can automatically cut those jump stitches. That's really great.
Yeah, and it's so much more easier than we did before. We don't have to open it up in another software program and resave it. All we need to do is just one click. So one click here, it will tell us that it's added. And you can even see on here with a little green T's where it is inserted with trim commands for you.
So those commands have been enlarged and made more visible so we can see where they are.
Yes, we have.
That's really great too. Well, I think that will make my job much easier already, going to the embroidery machine and stitching it out. Now, I see you've also got a little teddy bear here, and he's got some interesting textures.
Yeah, well, one of the ways that we can change the texture of our designs is through embossing.
Yes.
And what this is a new tab, and what it is, it's a expansion of our pattern make. Okay. So if I show you here, so here we have our teddy, and again, this is one of the benefits of this integrated control strip. We can very easily, whilst we are in the emboss tab, we can very easily scroll through our different colors.
Yes.
Okay. So as well as having the stamps that we had in our pattern make, we have access to all the true type fonts that we have stored in our computer. So if I show you, we can very easily, by clicking on our A here, we can type in a letter that we want to do, hit OK, and then using our single emboss, we can very quickly and easily stamp things.
So that's really great, because in the original Stitch Editor, I only had a couple of different letter sets.
Exactly.
Here I can have as many as I want.
Yeah. But not only that, is even if you exhaust all the stamps which are in there, we can actually create our own stamps. Using Design Creator, we can create a motif and bring it in here. So if we scroll through to our other color, by clicking on the open folder here, we can select a stamp, and we can very quickly stamp all his fur in one go.
That's great. And that's actually a pattern texture you made yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
and
wonderful.
Again, the other thing is, well, if it's not quite the right size, we can enter a size here as well. So we have huge variety of what we could do, more so than what we had before.
So much more flexibility,
Exactly.
more creative possibilities than what I've ever had before. Well, here we have another one. I can see there's some really interesting changes here where we've actually added different stitches.
Yes. Well, we now have a fantastic new object editing tab, and what that allows us to do, not only can we just stamp things, is that we can actually completely change the fills.
That's exciting.
So,
I could never do that before.
No. So basically what we can do, all of the fills and different stitch types that we had in Design Creator, we've now got them in Stitch Editor Plus. So let me show you. So if we go into our circles.
So that was the original design that these were made from.
Yes, it was. So I can go into my Object tab, select an area, right click, and here you can see we can change. So for example, this one, I can change it to a tapered motif. You have huge variety of motifs that you could do. You could even create your own.
Yes. Yes.
So when I click OK, and you can see it's changed. But one of the really cool features as well, we can select a satin stitch.
And that's what you're doing here is like this Richelieu bar technique.
Now obviously as well you can see we don't have any underlay. So even if we did have underlay originally, with one click we can remove any underlay that's in there.
That's great. How many times have we adjusted the density on something and we had those padding stitches showing through from the back side?
Not anymore, not anymore. And then again we can right click, convert to Richelieu bars, click OK.
And isn't that fabulous? And then we end up with so many different variations of that design.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful techniques. Well, I have played a little bit with 5D Stitch Editor Plus, and here we have an original design and one with a gradient fill. So gradient fill is one of the great things that's new.
Yeah, and again, before we could only ever access this in Design Creator, but now we've now got it in Stitch Editor Plus.
Yes, yes. And we also have taken satin stitches and turned them into feathered satin. So that's a very easy technique to do as well.
And we can see that from here. Other things that we can do as well is on this little seashell pattern. We've altered, we've done several changes here. We have altered the flat fill here to a
cross hatch.
And we've also done
a textured contour around the outside. And here, this one looks like it's echoing a shape.
Yes.
So lots of variety, and that takes us from plain to extraordinary.
Yes.
And then we have our little spaceman, our ET, if you will, our little space guy.
And what we have done here is our original. So we've done two things to this one. Is again, his spacesuit is very plain and boring. Okay. So what we have done is using object editing, we have transformed his film to make it a little bit more lifelike, a bit more exciting.
Yes.
And also, he's really quite small. So we resized him.
Yes, yes. And if we find he's too dense,
we can alter the density really easily. So we can increase the density or decrease it.
Yes, all we have to do is select the area in object editing, and that density setting is right there for us.
Exactly. So you can, hopefully you can see now just the exciting new features that we've got in 5D Stitch Editor Plus.
Yes, definitely will make our lives easier. So visit your closest store and ask for a demo of 5D Stitch Editor Plus today. Thank you, Jamie. It's
My pleasure.
having you show me those things.